my name's Grandad. Hello everyone and welcome back to this week's vlog.
In this episode we're going to be making the cupboard doors, the ones that when you come in the stern, that cover over the electric cupboard and the like airing cupboard, coat cupboard type thing. Because I like to design stuff that's a place for everything and everything in its place, we're going to be making these a bit like a cupboard within a cupboard.
Of course we are, Nanny.
Originally we were going to put doors on the cupboard within a cupboard, but we're just going to have them more like a shelf now and have them sort of open.
Phew, I think.
So only 4 doors to make.
Oh.
No, 5 doors to make.
Yeah.
Instead of
100.
yeah, instead of lots.
We're using 18mm birch face ply, and I'm just using a hinge hole cutter. If you've never seen one before, they're just a 35mm like a Forstner bit, which you can use obviously to inset the hinge. And I'm just being a bit careful here because I'm not too sure, using this for the first time on these doors, how deep I can go. So it's a bit of a keep drilling slowly and then just testing the hinges to see if they're fitting okay, and just get that depth right. And then once they're in place, it's pretty straightforward then just to square them off and then screw them into position, really.
We're not putting a frame around these doors to make them look like the shaker style, like what we did in the kitchen units. You'll see why later on, but yeah, there was no need to put a frame round. You'll also notice while you're watching this video that most of this video is actually before we launch, and then the end bit is like after we've launched, so it gets a bit confusing where we are. But yeah, you'll see bits of difference. We took our time doing these, didn't we?
Yeah. Clues are all there because you can see water around the boat.
So that bit drills in, does it, in the middle?
Yeah, that locates it in the circle, so it goes central.
Yeah.
And then as you push down, that comes out.
Oh, right, yeah.
What's that then, Nanny? What does that look wrong? That's right there, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the same as I thought the other one looked a little bit on a slant, but when I measured it, it wasn't exactly square.
Just
Look at optical illusion.
illusion. Right. There's 2 soft close hinges.
Putting that one on first, or we're going to put the other things in first?
Might as well do the other one first, haven't we?
And these are for doors that you want to close half over your wooden edges, don't you? Because we're joining two together. So the 18mm piece down the middle, these will overlap 18mm on one side, 18mm.
9mm.
Sorry, 9mm on one side, 9mm on the other. So these are these hinges, the ones that have got a little bit up.
Half overlay.
Half overlay. That's what I was thinking of, Grandad.
Arthur overlay. One of our subscribers, isn't he?
We're supposed to be having a really big storm tonight.
I'll do it, I think, for enough air.
Yeah.
So if we go...
Because them temporary boards just hang over a bit, we're having to just push them up to get this into place. Watch that pencil in your man.
I need to set them screws out there and all. Right, there's somewhere about there then. Yeah.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah.
It's going to seem so different when this bit's covered in.
Yeah. Right, Nanny, we need the door.
What do we need?
The
Door.
door. A little bit of fettling in it.
So we've made some boxes. Now these are going to be the inner bit of the door. So this bit will sit inside the front of the door. It'll all become clear in a little while. So again, we'll just use the 18mm ply and painted them up. And then we've cut the hole in the front doors for them boxes to sit into. And Ada's just putting the edge banding. Again, it's the same stuff as what we used when we made the kitchen units.
Because I'm the only one who knows how to use the iron.
Cheeky side. I was doing this before the camp for how to film, so he's taken over my job. I suppose it's personal choice whether you put a banding on. You can just see the grain if you wanted, the ply edges, but this does really sell it off, and when it's painted it looks a nice smooth edge.
You could use a Stanley knife to trim the edges of the edge banding off, but if you're going to be doing quite a few of them, it probably might be worth investing in one of these cutters. And this is no specific brand, but this one is a Virutex VIRUTEX edge band trimmer, and say if you're going to be doing a lot of this, it might be worth you investing in one. But as an aside, all these tools will soon be available on Facebook Marketplace. If anybody,
or in the bin.
Or in the bin if anybody's interested.
I know it looks like Grandad does everything, but because I prefer not to be on camera, Grandad takes over and does the bit while I film. So, I am doing the job as well.
It's like a swimming pool. Got our very own swimming pool on the boat.
Yeah.
Foot bath.
What bath?
Foot.
Foot, right. Raining again.
It's raining again.
Doesn't never rain, does it? Right then, Nanny. Squeeze it over.
Yeah, you alright on doing it on your own, or shall I? Should have put the glue a bit further down, shouldn't we?
Hey.
The glue we put too close to the top, so none went down the.
Mm. Just put it on there.
Thing is, though, if you've been able to.
It's
clip
tight
it.
and it's going to be brad nailed as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So just get it on. A little bit more.
Well, I was going to say,
Just a little bit higher, that's all. That one's fine.
yeah. I think we'll leave it like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That one's a little bit proud there as well, is that okay?
Yeah, because when the trim goes on,
Mm-hmm.
well, the frame goes on, it's not going to matter too
You aren't going
much.
to see then,
No.
Okay, we'll do that one.
Once they were all like tacked up and glued up, just give them a coat of bin undercoat and then the undercoat of the blue paint and top coat, and they look really nice. And it was all we had to do was hang them. Grandad's done a good job to get them fit nice, and they sit really lovely and open and shut really nice. We've just got to put the trim around the edge of that, and you can see in the back that there's still plenty of room for airflow around the electric cupboard. We've cut and painted all the pieces that are going to go above those cupboard doors for all the controls to sit in. We've just been using them as temporary pieces, but because the launch is in a few days, we thought we better get them put in properly, and it fits in nice again, Grandad.
Thank you, Nanny.
You clever boy.
Joint end of effort. We're using a lot of adhesive on
Yeah,
this.
a lot of adhesive.
And very few nails or tacks or whatever to fasten these, because these are hopefully never going to have to be removed in future. All the panels that will need to be removed or can be removed or we want to remove, we're going to be screwing those from the back with and hiding the screw heads and everything,
Yeah.
so that there's less filling and whatever,
Yeah.
isn't they?
Any bits where you've got to get to electrics behind it,
It's all going to be
we've screwed
removable.
in,
Yeah, it's all
gone to
removable.
remove. But the rest, plenty of glue.
Plenty of glue.
A few days later, our vent covers arrived, so we put some of the air vents in. We were going to wait and put this up before, but we thought if they don't come in time and we launch, we haven't got all our controls in place. So that's why these have been put in after.
So that we can remove the rotary switch, which is the switch between our inverter and the travel pack we've got on the boat. We wanted to make it so that we could pull the rotary switch forward if ever we needed to get to the connections. But with these it's a bit awkward, so we came up with this idea with getting a perspex cover which we can then fasten the rotary switch to, and then the plastic perspex cover then can be screwed to this front section, so if in future if ever we need to get this out, I can then unscrew that perspex cover, pull the rotary switch forward and get to any connections if ever there's any snags in the future with it. It's getting close to launch day, you can tell now, can't you? You think it's getting close to launch day, Nanny? Yeah, there's our props.
I knew I brought them walking sticks for a reason.
They weren't for walking, was they?
Now you've got to get through there.
It's like a crystal maze, isn't it? Are we going to use that one on there as well? Or are we going to use that one?
No, that's...
I think it's better than the piece of wood and the whisk. That's just stupid. That's just stupid using a whisk.
Oh, hurt my chest now.
Perfect.
That's it.
That's it.
Right, you got to get out
Oh,
now.
I'll stay here for till tomorrow morning.
Right, back to the doors. So the frame that we're putting around the boxes, it's just a pine trim, just flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just to give that same sort of like idea as the kitchen cupboards, with it being like a shaker, but we're putting the frame on the inner bit of this cupboard.
Yes.
Yeah, really just to neaten them boxes off, and again just gluing them on.
Looks like we're not going to bed tonight then.
We said we weren't going to use the bed as a storage or anything again, but we have. So I've just painted up all the doors so we can get them fitted on now. The paint we've used for all the kitchen is by Little Green, and it's an Intelligent Eggshell in Sky Blue 103. Thanks for the tips for lining the door fronts. So Dave, we did try the glue gun, but it weren't strong enough. It just peeled off. As soon as we tried to open the door, the
Peeled off.
yeah, it was just too, didn't work. So what we're doing is putting a spacer between each one, and then tacking it in.
Yeah.
Loosely, so we can then pull the tacks out. If you saw our episode where we made the Venetian blinds a lot shorter, well, all these spacers are the offcuts that we took off the length of the Venetian blind.
She throws nothing away.
No, I knew I was going to use them somewhere, but these have been perfect to do the kitchen cupboards, haven't
Absolutely perfect, Nana.
they? Yeah.
I'm so glad you saved them.
It was so much easier to have a full length,
Yeah, it was.
rather than have small spacers that kept falling out.
Yes.
So
well done, Nana.
yeah, are you pleased I saved them?
Yes, Nana.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we have a go at pulling it out? We might be able to pull that bottom drawer out.
Balance in a bit.
Yeah. No, let's put one.
Because we're not pinning them right the way through, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to put one all the way in. Okay. Yeah. It's getting ever so dark and we're sitting in this corner. Rather than just put the light on.
Solar's broke.
No,
Not really.
It's just getting up to turn the light on.
That's been tight.
I'm impressed with these handles, just cheap ones from Wix, because handles are so expensive, and when you've got to buy a lot of them, we just looked around for some cheaper versions of what I originally wanted, and I'm well impressed with.
Yeah, some of them were like £14-15 for one, weren't they?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I can't remember how much
These
these
were
were.
like 20p each.
They worked out about £2 each, I think.
£2.50 each
But
or something,
yeah, they're decent quality for the price. Right, give you a guess what this is. What's going in that cupboard
I
hole?
can't even begin to think.
Grandad's already suggested that it's a grater for my hard skin from a foot bath. No, it's not for that.
It's for when Nanny does her cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. All this cupboard's for when Nanny does her cooking. There you go, lads. Look, fire extinguisher, fire blanket, first aid kit. You want to try living with her?
And the smoke alarm.
A smoke alarm, yeah, that's it.
The first aid kit is on a bit of Velcro, so yeah, that pulls away so you can get the fire blanket out.
That's going to be the hard one. There.
Straight, because it's got to go in straight at the. Can it come over a bit so it
Have to come over
is?
there.
Yeah. Our brown river, brown canal.
Oh, now Brown Canal.
So this side is going to be where we put all our books, our maps,
Razzle.
all our stuff to show us the way we're going.
Oh, right, yeah. You
Yeah.
mean, yeah, maps then.
Yeah, maps. And we're putting a shelf in the middle with just some leftover bits of Iroko that we've got. And you can see we're on the water now.
This piece fitting now, it fits between above the door and up to the hatch lining, and we've purposefully left a little gap above between this piece of wood and the Sapele hatch liner. There's a bit of trim to go on there, but we're not going to fit the trim at the moment until we've actually finished lining the hatch doors at the back,
The door
stern
frame,
doors.
yeah.
Want something to wedge under that?
Once all these bits are in and this is all finished, we're going to make some sort of handrail to go at the bottom of these cupboards. So that's why we're just packing everything and putting the ply in the areas that aren't going to have a handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of so all that top bit will be finished, but that gap at the bottom we'll be leaving because there's going to be like a handrail there, but we can't do that till we finish the bottom of the cupboards.
People might be wondering, well, why our toilet is outside on the deck. We haven't made an outside toilet, but we've decided to fiberglass on the inside of it. So we thought we'll take the opportunity while we're in a marina to just use a porta potty, get that fiberglassed.
This is as far as I'll go over anyway.
Yeah.
So this little box will have a door on it, but it's going to be for our keys, a little key cupboard, and then that just sits in right near the door. So when you open the door, you've got somewhere to put the key straight away, so Grandad doesn't lose it like all the rest of the keys. Because we've got some electric sockets at the bottom of the cupboard, we want to leave that as an open space because we've got our internet router on the inside that plugs into there, but we've also got a spare socket, so we've made this little box to stand the phone in, so we can have the phone inside charging, but also we'll be able to hear it and get to it while we're on the back deck. And the last of the infills can go around the oven.
Is that at the top?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
And the last bit's the switch for the galley lights. So there's a switch at either end of the galley, and this one is for when you come in the door.
So you're sticking this in first and then wire up the...
Wire it up once it's all set.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to be just pulling it and disturbing
Yeah.
everything all the time, aren't we? I'm just going to try and get a little bit along that edge there. Right. Needs to set now, doesn't it? You put the handle on here then.
Yeah.
Put the vents in.
Yeah. So it looks a lot more tidier now. I know we've still got the floor to do and the bottom of the cupboard, but yeah, it's all looking a lot more tidy.
A lot more finished as well, isn't it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cupboards are now, the top cupboards are now all finished. We've just got to do the bottom ones, which we'll probably start next, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then all the stairs can be set in place and everything then, can't they?
Yeah. So all the safety equipment is in, just in case. And that's now got its perspex bit to sit on, so that makes that a lot easier.
Yes.
And then on the other side, there's trims to go along the top that we don't want to put in yet until we've done around the door frame. And we've not put the shelf and bars in that one until we get some things to put in there. We know what we want to put in there, but we won't say it yet until we get them. And then the little door that's really for when we're outside, and when we come in we can put our keys in, and then below we've got an area where we can keep our phone, and because the plug sockets are underneath the phone, we can charge them up while we're travelling, can't we, and leave the phone in a safe place. And the vents, even though we can't find the covers at the moment, we know they're around somewhere. Once they go on, it acts as a vent, an air vent into the cupboard, but it also, we can hear the phone. So once the trims are all on, it'll all be finished. And we just keep our coats on one side and all the life jackets, some more safety equipment on the other side. So everything is to hand when we need to go out the door, really. And that's it. Plenty of maps. Oh yeah, the internet, the cable is, because we don't know whether to keep the router up there or on the outside. At the moment it's working fine on the inside of the cupboard, so we think we might keep it there, but it's all a bit of an experiment to see if it'll be all right there.